The Committee on Education Policy to order. Thanks, everybody, on this miserable day. We will take up the following items for approval. Action item 1A is the approval of the minutes of the meeting held on January 27th, 2025. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That item passes. We will now address action item B, the policy calendar. Policy item 1B1A is a resolution to establish a Bachelor of Arts in Data Analytics at Brooklyn College. I now call Interim Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Alicia Alvaro to provide further background on this item.
The proposed BA program is organized around the ability to make creative, sound judgments and decisions with data, taking an approach that requires a solid foundation in data skills, statistics and probability, and data visualization, but also goes beyond this foundation by bringing to bear deep knowledge of communication and context from the social and behavioral sciences. The 120-credit interdisciplinary program includes 2 tracks, the first capturing social and behavioral science or humanities students, and the second track targeting STEM students who are interested in more mathematics-oriented careers in data science. The proposed program has an articulation agreement with the Associate of Science program in Data Science at BMCC, with possible connections with other CUNY undergraduate and graduate programs, as well as programs within the City of New York, ensuring a reliable pipeline of students into the professions. The predicted enrollment and retention of students, which is based on existing student interests as well as substantial and expanding market demand for graduates with this qualification, is expected to generate robust growth. The program will increase revenue while containing costs through the use of existing faculty, curricula, and college resources. Provost Bedford is available to respond to any questions the committee might have about this item.
Thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Yes?
Couple questions.
Where's April?
Provost?
Provost, April? Here, you have to come up here.
Oh. Is he here?
Yes, she is.
Is
Yeah.
she here?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought I saw her.
Are there any other articulation agreements available from particularly from our community colleges, other than BMCC?
So at the moment, BMCC is the only one we have, but when we were putting together the proposal, our faculty member who drafted it met with Ankit Patel, who is now, I believe, University Dean for data analytics, and he was very excited about the possibilities of articulating with a number of other community colleges, but we don't have the formal agreements.
And I don't know whether this is for you or the provost, but how does our transfer policy affect any of this? I assume that it applies and people from other community colleges will get credit for any parallel courses that they do. Is that correct?
Yes, the courses and the content, because it's an interdisciplinary major, any of the overlapping content with the transfer initiative will already be in place throughout the entire system. But this is an interdisciplinary major, so it's not computer science to computer science. But all the pieces that have already been resolved.
Right.
And so that was part of involving the university dean in the conversation to make sure that all of that aligns.
And I encourage that we work with the other community colleges and make sure we're promoting their people too.
Thank you. We would like to do that, and it's a very interdisciplinary degree, so we think there'll be lots of opportunity for that.
Thank you. That's all.
Thanks, Henry. Any other questions, comments? Okay, so we will now vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That item passes. Thank you very much. Policy item 1B1B is a resolution to establish an interdisciplinary program in neuroscience leading to the Bachelor of Science degree at Brooklyn College. I'll again call on Executive Vice Chancellor Burrow.
Brooklyn College is well positioned to help address the increasing demand for neuroscience graduates by providing a Bachelor of Science program that will prepare students with the requisite skills for advanced degrees in neuroscience or careers in neuroscience requiring only a bachelor's degree. There is sufficient demand to offer an additional program within CUNY and the tri-state area to be competitive in terms of curriculum and price. In addition, Brooklyn College has the library resources and current requisite faculty to implement the proposed program. There will be minimal additional cost for this degree because the majority of the curriculum is comprised of existing courses in established programs, and the current faculty are well-suited and sufficient in number to teach those courses. Should the committee have any questions, Provost Bedford would be happy to address them.
Okay. I will move the approval of policy item 1B, 1B. Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, now, is there any discussion?
Of course.
Of course, I know Henry. I'll just go right to
April,
Henry.
I would
Henry
just
will
stay
just
here,
read
yeah.
the next question.
Just stay seated.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
thank you.
welcome back.
Thank you.
How will the looming federal cuts, impacts affect us on this? I mean, this is very, it seems to be at least partly reliant on a $2.3 million grant from NIH, and God knows where that's going, and, you know, what's your projection on that? And then I'll ask the big question after that.
I wish I had the answer to that, and I wish we all had a better idea of how that's going to affect us all. But the faculty member who drafted this proposal is the one who currently has the NIH grant. And at the moment, it's paying for her full salary, and we've set aside what we could. We also have just concluded a search for a new faculty member. We have done very few faculty searches this year for next year because of budget constraints, but we just concluded a new search for a new faculty member in neuroscience because of this new program.
I'm just concerned that, given what's going on, even if we keep the grant, do we keep the overhead expenses from the grant? They're gonna get cut back. I'm wondering, is this the time to start this program, or should we wait until the next academic year where we see what the world is really like? Because it's just so tenuous, and maybe the chancellor can even speak to that, because I'm just nervous about it.
I understand.
Well, I mean, I think we all are, right? And so far, right, NIH has continued to pay the agreed indirect rate, right? Even while there's, legal action, so that's an encouraging sight. I don't know the specifics of the grant in sight, right, but it would depend also on the subject matter. I mean, some things seem to be much more prone to scrutiny than others, so it would depend on the subject area. And so I mean, I think everybody's trying to wait for that. The downside of waiting a year is, will we have more certainty in a year or not, right? And then you lose a cycle of recruitment of faculty, recruitment of students, and things of that nature too. So those will be some of the things on my mind. On a field that continues to have a lot of demand, it's one of the reasons why they did it at Brooklyn College, and I mean, Elisa and I have a sense of the demand of that in some of the other campuses. So that'd be my best answer.
This is scheduled to start in September, right?
That's when we're hoping to launch it, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just following up on that, hearing that the main faculty person is fully on an NIH grant as salary. Is there a backup, like what happens, we launch this, lose the grant or lose whatever indirect costs we have, do we have funds to back up and keep that faculty member on staff?
Well, I mean,
if we lose that?
So, I mean, I don't know the specifics. Each college will have a different answer to that. We've given direction to the presidents to be very careful, particularly with discretionary funds, to be able to supplement for cases like this. They've been doing it with some of the grants where there've been some stop working orders. So I would imagine that would be my response is something that we discussed among the presidents in terms of, protecting some pots of money for things like this, for key areas, right? Either grants that are important or ones that sort of pay for faculty.
And I just want to add, the fact that this program is training undergraduates for careers that require a bachelor's, where funding becomes more uncertain and an issue is the doctoral level. And so by creating these, this pipeline of students for these careers, there's, I think, less concern with the unpredictability at the
I just
doctoral
feel
level.
like we're the road runner and the anvil is poised over our head. And when it drops, you know, how are we gonna respond to it? So I'm just, you know,
Yeah,
be
No.
careful.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
That's it,
all.
any other
Yeah,
questions?
no, I think it's,
valid concern?
yes.
Yes, any other?
I would just add to the complexity, right? There's also you've illuminated the downsides of proceeding. The downsides of not proceeding is that money unspent gets clawed back and may be more highly visible for being clawed back in this environment. So I'm not sure that sort of sitting around on grant funding for a longer time ultimately is a lower risk proposition.
Yes.
I just wanted to add that as a psychologist, I know that there's a tremendous need for neuroscience and tremendous competition across the country for faculty who are neuroscience trained.
Yeah, we approved a couple programs at the last meeting. I mean, it's
No,
good.
it depends on the faculty, and depending on the grant, brings the question. Yeah, no,
Okay,
Oh, I'm fine.
okay, well, we'll,
I'm in favor of this grant. I think that it's better to do it now, as my colleague said, it's because who knows what's going to happen in the future.
so I think we'll take a formal vote now, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or any abstentions? That item passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Um,
I have one more, so
Yes.
I'll wait.
Yes, yes, because policy item 1B1C is a resolution to establish a Master of Science in Finance at Brooklyn College. And again, I'll call on the provost.
There is a growing demand for specialized knowledge and expertise in finance within the ever-evolving landscape of the global economy. The establishment of a Master of Science in Finance at Brooklyn College is essential to meet the needs of students seeking advanced education and training in this field. The program offers both an on-site and online option of study. The proposed program is expected to be financially sustaining and generate a positive net revenue in the short term. Many of the costs are fixed, with the program becoming financially sustainable and projected to generate sufficient revenue through enrollment to cover all operating costs in the first year. The need to hire additional full-time faculty to launch the program should be minimal, as Brooklyn College already has sufficient faculty with expertise in relevant finance fields, and hiring will only be required when enrollment generates enough revenue to support additional faculty for expansion. Again, Provost Bedford is available to respond to any questions.
Thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B1C. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, now, any discussion? Henry?
I think this is a great program. I guess two questions. One, is there any concern that you're gonna steal students away from Baruch?
We have had that conversation at many levels, and we don't think so. We think there's a large enough market for both a program at Brooklyn and a program at Baruch.
And, and it's not like this one here. Is there any contemplation of an accelerated program for this master's, a 4+1 or something?
I think our faculty, particularly in business, are always open to that discussion. That hasn't been something, we really just wanted to get the program approved first, but I think we'd be happy to have that conversation.
I think for our master's program, it's something that we should make part of the discussion and, and sort of look at across the board.
And we have an undergraduate degree in finance, obviously, so
Exactly.
we would have the pipeline, we would be able to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just, because I think Trustee Berger raises a good concern, it's something that we've been paying a lot more attention, particularly OAA, with new programs, the idea of making sure that we feel that we've done analysis of substantial demand, right? And being extra careful not to have a lot of duplication of programs so we don't run into the issues of cannibalizing our own, our enrollments. That's something that I think in the past, in growth mode, was looked upon, with more ease, and we're trying to be a lot more cautious in this run about things like that.
Okay,
We're all good.
anything else from the committee? All right, so now we'll put this to a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? That item passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Provost.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Policy item 1B1D is a resolution to establish a certificate program in medical laboratory science at the College of Staten Island. And I'll ask EVC Alvaro.
This new certificate program is designed to offer a flexible pathway into the field of medical laboratory science for individuals with a Bachelor of Science degree in biological, chemical, or physical sciences. The 45-credit program combines the elements of online asynchronous instruction, in-person labs, and in-person experiential learning, both with the student's employer and CSI's clinical affiliates. After successfully completing the program, students will be eligible for national certification through the American Society for Clinical Pathology in Medical Laboratory Science and New York State licensure as a clinical laboratory technologist. The certificate will require no additional resources utilizing existing faculty and equipment. The proposed program is designed to be financially sustainable and is anticipated to generate sufficient revenue through enrollment to cover all operating expenses within the first year. The program will only require hiring new faculty when enrollment generates sufficient revenue to support additional faculty. Provost Steeper would be happy to address your questions about this new program.
Thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B1D. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this?
I have nothing.
Oh, gosh.
No, I think it's a great program.
I do too. I
Yep,
think it's
well
something,
presented.
yes.
Well, my only question
That's good.
is the person here from?
Yes. Yep.
Probably should wait. Yeah, so as a student, right? My only question is, since the affiliates want this as well, will there be a direct connection after graduation, after they receive the certificate, to put them into that job, into jobs? So it'll be a direct line after you
Yes.
graduate? Okay.
Yes, they'll be working with their employers to generate the clinical site, and likely they will continue on with those employers with an accreditation in MLS.
Okay.
I think it's great to have these certificate programs. Important, so. All right, any other, if no other discussion, we'll vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that item passes. Thank you. Policy item 1B1E is a resolution to establish an advanced certificate in clinical mental health counseling at Lehman College. I'll call on EVC Alvaro again.
National trends and studies reveal that 50% of all lifetime mental illnesses begin by age 14 and 75% by age 24, and that suicide is the second leading cause of death among individuals aged 10 to 14. These statistics demonstrate the growing need for licensed mental health counselors to address these concerns. School counselors possess foundational skills and are uniquely positioned to transition into clinical mental health counseling roles, thereby expanding the workforce capable of providing mental health services. Lehman College is proposing a new program that will leverage its strong existing curricula to establish the only Bronx-based school at CUNY to offer an advanced certificate in this area. The program will leverage existing expertise and resources and carve out a unique niche amongst those pursuing degrees in school counseling, leading to its sustainability and long-term successes. The expected retention rate is 80%. By using existing curriculum, faculty, and expertise, projected costs are minimal and related to future expansion based upon increased enrollment demand. President Delgado, Interim Dean Pitts, and Anna Locke, Co-Coordinator of Clinical Mental Health Counseling, can answer any questions you may have about this item.
Thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B1E. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
No, I'll just say, Lehman's been coming in with several new clinical programs, and it's really exciting to see.
Yeah.
But I don't have any questions.
Important for the Bronx.
Yeah.
So, thank you. So if there's no other, for you? No. All right, so we will now vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? That item passes. Policy item 1B1F is a resolution to establish an advanced certificate in the science of reading at Lehman College. but this was a very interesting program, so.
Qualified educators and leaders who have a deep knowledge of the science of reading are essential to ensuring all students have access to high-quality literacy instruction, allowing students in 21st century society to acquire the skills and knowledge necessary to become proficient readers and lifelong learners. Nationwide, there's been an intense focus on improving reading instruction to reflect best practices in the science of reading, resulting in policy shifts and guidance to schools and districts across New York State, such as literacy briefs released by NYSED and New York City Reads Initiative, as well as calls by organizations such as the National Council on Teacher Quality for current pre-service and in-service teacher preparation programs to respond to these shifts in their curriculum and program offerings. Lehman College is proposing the establishment of a new program in the science of reading, leveraging its strong existing curricula in literacy education from the School of Education to become the only Bronx-based institution within CUNY to offer an advanced certificate in this field. This program is expected to achieve robust growth with an 80% retention rate, driven by existing student interest and a strong job market for graduates, while keeping costs minimal by utilizing current curriculum and faculty, only hiring new instructors when enrollment revenue justifies it. President Delgado, Interim Dean Pitts, and Limor Pinasi Vittorio would be happy to respond to any questions you may have about this program.
Thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B1F. Do I have a second? Thank you. Discussion. Again, another great thing, I think, certificate, and it makes people very marketable. So I'm very much for this. So no other discussion, so we'll now vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? None. Hearing none. Item passes. Policy item 1B1G is a resolution to establish a Bachelor of Science degree in early childhood and childhood education at Queens College. I will call on Alicia once more.
Queens College plans to launch a Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood and Childhood Education program to replace the existing Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education, providing greater flexibility for students to obtain 2 teaching certificates and ensuring a more equitable transfer of credits for over 50% of students transferring from the CUNY community colleges with early childhood programs. The current Bachelor's of Arts program leads to certification to teach grades 1 through 6. The proposed Bachelor of Science program curriculum offers dual certification in early childhood education and childhood education and complies with NYSED's new student teaching regulations effective in fall 2024. Offering a dual certification program in early childhood and childhood education provides several advantages for undergraduate students. Many of our transfer students from community colleges are interested in pursuing early childhood education. Under the old bachelor's program, early childhood courses transferred in as elective credit. In offering an early childhood certification in our new BS program, early childhood courses may count towards the pedagogical core. By offering 2 initial certifications, we are increasing our graduates' job prospects as they will be certified to teach in both early childhood education settings, birth to grade 2, and childhood education setting, grade 1 through 6. The current BA will be discontinued by fall 2026. Students will have to graduate from the program or be advised to move into the new program once it is approved. The program is designed to be financially sustainable and is anticipated to generate sufficient revenue through enrollment to fully cover all operating expenses within the first year. The program will only require hiring new faculty when enrollment generates sufficient revenue to support additional faculty. Provost Price is in attendance to respond to questions the committee might have about this item.
So thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B1G. Do I have a second? Thank you. Second. On any discussion? Yes.
One question.
Henry?
Hello. Hello.
For the students who are in the current program, in their first or second year, they're going to have to transfer into the new program.
Well, they'll either need to complete or transfer.
And if they transfer, will there be any loss of time? Will there be any requirements in the new program that they won't be able to meet immediately so that they can graduate on time?
Well, it depends on every student's individual case, whether they're transfers or whether they're going straight through as Queens College students, but we'll do everything that we can to minimize any potential credit loss.
Is there an existing program in early childhood?
There is, yes, there's a Department of Early Childhood and Elementary Education.
And so is there a separate bachelor in early childhood as well as a bachelor in elementary?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of your question.
Is there an existing bachelor's degree for early childhood education and an existing bachelor's for elementary education?
I am not sure of the answer to that question. I'm sorry.
The early childhood is that the one that would be phased out? So your second question is whether there's just the childhood one?
So,
I think they're replacing the elementary one. I'm not sure about the early childhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could still get a degree just in early
This
childhood?
primarily responds to changes in the New York State Department of Education, which really requires the certifications at early childhood and elementary education, and it combines those two in one program.
Yeah.
if we have two separate bachelors and this comes in, I want to make sure we get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of economies and whatever, if it's no longer necessary, and in fact, doesn't even meet the state requirements anymore.
There's a lot of changes going on now and anticipated soon in the School of Education to respond to these changes in the state landscape.
And I would imagine that if existed, they would have done the same thing that they're doing with the
Yeah.
early childhood and
Yeah.
eliminate it, but your point is to make that clear.
We
Make
need
it
to,
clear.
yeah, officially deregister the old one.
Yes.
Right.
If I have a question, it means it's not clear, because I'm not smart enough to.
Angela?
All respects to my friend Henry, I think this is a fabulous program. I think this is something that there may be some early problems in giving credit to students who are in one program or the other. But eventually, this will be an excellent program for people who want to go into elementary and special education, because it's so vital and there's such a need in New York City to find qualified teachers. And I think that Queens College is doing a great job, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. So that's
Appreciate it.
just my personal view.
Thank you. Okay. We'll now vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that item passes. Thank you very much.
You can stay.
Yes,
We've
there's
got two more.
yeah. Policy item 1B1H is a resolution to establish an advanced certificate in teaching students with disabilities, all grades at Queens College. I'll ask.
New York City public schools serve nearly 1 million students, and 21% are students with disabilities, suggesting a growing need for highly qualified special education teachers across all grade levels and disability classifications. The borough of Queens, home to one of the most diverse student populations in the nation, has a particularly urgent need for special education professionals who are equipped to support students with disabilities from linguistically and culturally diverse backgrounds. Queens College offers 2 advanced certificate programs in teaching students with disabilities for grades 1 through 6 and grades 7 through 12. Following the New York State Board of Regents' establishment of the Teaching Students with Disabilities All Grades certification, Queens College seeks to establish this new 12-credit certificate program, preparing individuals to teach students from pre-K through 12th grade. The proposed program is designed to be financially sustainable, generating sufficient enrollment-based revenue to support its operations from its first year. The program will require hiring new faculty only when enrollment generates the necessary revenue to support additional personnel. Provost Price is still here to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B1H. Do I have a second? Thank you. Any discussion?
I have the same question. Is this going to replace the 2 existing certificate programs?
Yes, this is another response to changes in NICET. This is an all-grade certification. Before, we had 2 to address the 2 different broad levels. Now it's 1 to address all grades.
So once we accept students here, the other programs will be phased out?
Phase them out, deregister them, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so I was just saying, I love the direction, the fact that 21% of students in New York City alone has disabilities. I'm glad that that's somewhere we're going to actually have people to teach them. And I hope that soon it will extend to all levels of the education system.
Thank you for your kind words.
Okay, so we'll, yes, Angela.
I totally agree with my friend Akeem. This is something that's, I have a son who teaches challenged kids, And it's so essential that we expand this program in the public schools, and God bless Queens for doing it. And I think it's something that should be expanded to the other colleges in our system, opportunities, because it is so desperately needed. And I think that there's not enough people out there doing it, because it's been difficult to get this, to get this certificate. So I'm all in favor.
Thank you. Thank you. So now we'll take a formal vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that item passes. Policy item 1B1I is a resolution to establish a Master of Science in Education in teaching students with disabilities, all grades, at Queens College. Again?
New York State faces a persistent and critical shortage of certified special education teachers, which has been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and the increasing number of students with disabilities requiring specialized instruction and support. The borough of Queens in particular has an urgent need for special education professionals who are equipped to support students from linguistically and culturally diverse backgrounds. Queens College currently offers 2 Masters of Science education programs in teaching students with disabilities, one for grades 1 through 6, one for grades 7 through 12. With the New York State Board of Regents' establishment of the Teaching Students with Disabilities All Grades certification, and NYSED announcing that it would no longer register programs for grades 1 through 6 and grades 7 through 12, Queens College proposes a new 30-credit MSED in Teaching Students with Disabilities All Grades designed to meet new regulatory changes. Existing New York State MSED programs for grades 1 through 6 and grades 7 through 12 will be discontinued by September 2029. Students will have to graduate from the existing programs before September 2029, or they will be advised to transition to the new program. The proposed program is financially sustainable as it makes use of existing campus resources, including existing faculty expertise and curricula, and is projected to generate sufficient revenue through enrollment to cover all operating costs in the first year, thus making future costs minimal and related only to future expansion based on increased enrollment demand over time. Provost Price can answer the questions you may have.
Thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B1I. Do I have a second? Thank you. Any discussion on this? Seems to be pretty much the same as the last time. You have something more to say? Okay.
I did. Again, has there been any thought to making this part of an accelerated program? Is there any discussion on that?
Yeah, we're always interested in that. Education is a little bit different. There's so much field curriculum involved in education that the articulation and the particularly the compressed programs, the 4+1s, can be kind of challenging, but we are looking in every place we possibly can to create efficiencies for our students in that way. Thank you.
Thank you.
And quick question. I know that it ends September 2029, the current offerings. So at that time, will people be able to transfer the credits that they started already if they haven't finished?
Same response to the earlier question about the BS. We'll do everything in our power to do that. Students come to us with unique profiles, and we do everything that we can to accommodate and make sure that their credits transfer over to the new program and do so in a way that meets the requirements of the program and our just general electives.
Thank you. So we'll now take a formal vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that item passes. Thank you very much. Policy item 1B1J is a resolution to establish a master's program in strategic nonprofit management at the CUNY School of Professional Studies. I'll again ask Alicia.
The nonprofit sector, which accounts for about 10% of the nation's private sector workforce, requires leaders to skillfully navigate a complex landscape with a diverse range of stakeholders. Yet there are few degree programs specifically focused on strategic nonprofit management. Building on the success of the online Master of Science degree in Business Management and Leadership and augmenting department offerings that are up to date with current industry advances that address the demands of prospective employers in the field, CUNY SPS proposes a 30-credit online master's degree in strategic nonprofit management that will provide students with the foundational knowledge, practical competencies, and academic credentials to become innovators, leaders, influencers, decision makers, and drivers of positive social change in the nonprofit field. The proposed program is designed to be financially sustainable and is anticipated to generate sufficient revenue through enrollment to fully cover all operating expenses within the first year. The program will only require a hiring of new faculty when enrollment generates sufficient revenue to support additional faculty. Dean Sparrow and Tara Lonnie, academic directors for business programs, are in attendance and can answer any questions.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B1J. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
No.
No. Okay, hearing none, we will now vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that item passes. Policy item 1B2A is a resolution to amend the bylaws of the Graduate Council of the Graduate School and University Center. Again, I'll ask Dr. Alvarez.
The bylaws of the Graduate Council at the CUNY Graduate Center must be updated as necessary to ensure its proper functioning. The bylaws have been amended numerous times without comprehensively reviewing and updating them, leading to a lack of clarity and ambiguity about some procedures, including particularly the conduct of elections. In fall 2024, both the governance plan and the Graduate Center and the bylaws of the Graduate Council underwent a comprehensive review. The amended bylaws clarify the relationship between the governance plan and the Graduate Council bylaws, explicitly stating that the bylaws are subordinate to the governance document. The changes also eliminate ambiguity and clearly define the authority of each. The amendments to the bylaws were approved by the Graduate Council in December 2024, and the President of the Graduate Center recommends the adoption of the proposed amendments. President Brumberg would be glad to answer any questions about the amended bylaws of the Graduate Council.
So I move the approval of policy item 1B2A. Do I have a second? Any discussion on this? Seems pretty straightforward. Okay, hearing none, we will now vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions or objections? Hearing none, that item passes. Policy item 1B2B is a resolution to amend the governance plan for the Graduate School and University Center.
The amendments to the Graduate Center's governance plan do not change the graduate school's operation in a significant way. Rather, the amendments bring the governance plan up to date in its recognition of institutional changes in the graduate school and then in the university's operations. The amendments delete references to obsolete procedures and remove language that blurred the distinctions between spheres of authority of the governance plan and the bylaws of the Graduate Council. The amendments also recognize the role of master's students and programs in the graduate school and changes in the names of the university's bodies. These changes, while individually small, help maintain the governance plan as a document for directing the graduate school's governance. The amendments were approved by the Graduate Council in December 2024, and the President recommends their adoption. President Brumberg is here to address any questions you may have.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B2B. Do you have a second?
Second.
Any discussions? Hearing none, we'll now vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that item passes. Policy item 1B3A is a resolution to rename the CUNY Institute for Municipal Waste Research to Urban Waste Resource Recovery Research Institute at the City College of New York. That is a mouthful, I gotta say.
Yes, it is. The Institute's new focus on urban waste resource recovery broadens scope of work and cutting-edge research activities to improve utilization justify a change in its name to better reflect its evolving mission and objectives in service to New York City and the world. The renaming of the Institute results in an improved alignment between its expanded research portfolio and the university's efforts to serve as the higher education leader in climate-conscious cutting-edge research. Director of the Institute and Professor of Civil Engineering, John Philos, as well as Krish Ramalingam, Project Manager of Applied Research, are available to answer questions about this item.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B3A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussions? Hearing none, we will now vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? That item passes. Policy item 1B4A is a resolution to appoint Paul Reifenheiser as a professor with immediate tenure at Gutman Community College with an application of bylaw 6.2B. You see it?
All right. Dr. Paul Reifenheiser was a successful candidate from a nationwide pool of candidates during a search for Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs at Gutman Community College, and his appointment was approved by the Board of Trustees effective October 29, 2024. With over 20 years of progressive teaching and administrative experience, Dr. Reifenheiser served as the division chair for liberal arts and humanities at SUNY Sullivan Community College, whereby in addition to his administrative duties, he designed new degree programs in various areas. Provost Reifenheiser served as chair of shared governance for 4 years, received the SUNY Chancellor's Award for Teaching Excellence, and earned a continuing appointment at SUNY Sullivan. He was also held in high regard as an administrator and instructor at his previous institution, Tompkins Cortland Community College. Dr. Reifenheiser earned his PhD in English from Florida State University, a Master's of Arts in English from St. John's University, and a Bachelor's of Arts in English from Villanova University. Dr. Reifenheiser has been recommended by the Personnel and Budget Committee of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences and the college's Personnel and Budget Committee for appointment as full professor with immediate tenure. President Johnson also supports his appointment. Eli Yosef, Director of Human Resources, would be happy to address any questions you may have about this appointment.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B4A. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll now vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that item passes. Policy item 1B5A is a resolution to approve the Faculty Personnel Matters Report of the Education Policy Committee. And again, ask University Provost Alborough.
The information contained in the Faculty Personnel Matters Report of the Education Policy Committee includes appointments and reappointments with tenure and fellowship leaves. The report presented today was generated in summary format from faculty data entered by the campuses into CUNY First between December 16, 2024 and February 10, 2025.
Okay, thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B5A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussions?
Yes. I'd just like to make one point going through this. These were matters entered between the middle of December and February. Some of the, at least one of the actions goes back to September. I'm just urging people, enter it timely, or at some point, we're gonna have a problem. Because I'd hate to reject something that happened months and months and months ago, because it wasn't entered on time.
Noted.
So noted.
Yes.
Thank you. Anything else? Well, now vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? That item passes. Policy item 1B5B is a resolution requesting approval of the actions in the Curriculum and Academic Policy Dashboard Report. I'll call on Executive Vice Chancellor Alborough.
Routine academic matters, local academic policies, and course inclusions in the university's general education program are presented to the Committee on Education Policy in summary format generated from an online dashboard. Highlights from this month's dashboard include the classification of 1 new general education course, 28 program actions, and 4 revised undergraduate and graduate policies.
Thank you. So I move the approval of policy item 1B5B. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions or opposed? Oppositions? Okay, that item passes. Policy item 1B6A through 1B6Z are resolutions to award 26 honorary degrees across 14 campuses and the university. I'll call on EVC Alborough again.
At each of its commencements, the colleges of the City University of New York recognize the achievements of exceptional private citizens by conferring to them honorary degrees. The university specifically honors individuals who, through their work, their research, their art, or their activism, have meaningfully contributed to building a better and more just society, and thus reflecting the mission of our university. Brooklyn College nominated Grammy Award-winning and Academy Award-winning musician John Batiste, actress, producer, and advocate for social justice America Ferrera, and Rajiv Shah, president of the Rockefeller Foundation. The College of Staten Island recommended comedian and multiple award-winning writer Colin Jost. The Graduate Center nominated Robert Robinson, co-founder of Take Back the Land National Movement, and Lucy Shapiro, director of the Beckham Center for Molecular and Genetic Medicine at Stanford University. Hostos Community College recommended Michael Potak, philanthropist, community advocate, and chairman of Unitex Textile Services. Hunter College nominated Patty and Jay Baker, who have been instrumental to the theater department. Earl Lewis, one of the nation's leading scholars in African American studies and previous president of the Mellon Foundation. Ibu Patel, internationally recognized figure in efforts to bridge cultural divides, and Loretta Ross, one of the nation's leading activists for reproductive justice. John Jay College recommended Donna Ferrato, photojournalist whose body of work has documented victims of domestic violence. Lehman College nominated Cristina Contreras, a two-time CUNY graduate with 3 decades of service to the New York City Health and Hospital System. Macaulay's Honors recommended Murray Fisher and Peter Malinowski, co-founders of the Billion Oysters Project. Medgar Evers College nominated Karen Boykin Towns, founder and CEO of Encore Strategies, focused on integrating business and public affairs initiatives, and former Assemblyman Roger Green. Queens College recommended Pulitzer Prize winning writer and journalist Brent Staples. The School of Medicine nominated Pajoella Coney, the first African-American woman to serve as dean of a United States medical school. Philanthropist, oh my goodness, and advocate Alan Davis and Joan Reed, who has demonstrated a profound commitment to addressing systemic biases and fostering inclusive environments within the medical and academic communities, including Harvard University. The School of Labor and Urban Studies recommended Erica Smiley, Executive Director of Jobs for Justice. The Graduate School of Public Health and Health Policy nominated Laura Magana, President and CEO of the Association of Schools and Programs of Public Health. York College recommended former Vice Chair of the New York State Board of Regents, Adelaide Sanford. And the university has nominated Distinguished Scholar and President of the Mellon Foundation, Elizabeth Alexander, as well as Ronnie Menschel, distinguished public servant and philanthropist whose generous support of CUNY included contributing to the Chancellor's Emergency Relief Fund, which provided financial aid to thousands of students impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. Representatives from the nominating colleges are in attendance and can answer any questions the committee might have about these nominations.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy items 1B6A through 1B6Z. If anyone would like to pull one of the items, please let me know. None? Do I have a second? Okay. Any discussion?
I have one comment and one question. One is, this is an amazing group of individuals, and two, an amazingly diverse, if I may use that word, range of accomplishments among these individuals. But I do have one question. CSI has recommended Colin Jost. Have we checked with Michael Che as to whether it's appropriate to do that?
Oh, I'll check with Colin. I know his
Yes.
parents. I'll make sure.
Okay.
I'll make sure. Yeah.
Do you go to CSI?
No.
No.
He went to Harvard.
What is a Staten
But he's
Island?
from Staten Island.
He's from Staten
I
Island.
know he's from
Staten
Staten
Island.
Island.
But he's went to Harvard. But, okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So we will now vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, those items pass. With no more items on the policy calendar, I will address Section 2, information items. There are 2 information items on the agenda. Information item 2A is about a resolution being considered by the Finance and Administration Committee to authorize the City University of New York to enter into an agreement with the New York City Department of Education for a dual enrollment program and approve the waiver of tuition and fees at Bronx Community College.
I'm ready.
Yeah? Ready?
Can we do these two together since they're, they're absolutely parallel?
They are. Okay, so then, information item 2B is about a resolution being considered, by the Finance and Administration Committee to authorize the City University of New York to enter into agreement with the New York City Department of Education for a dual enrollment program and approve the waiver and tuition and fees at Hostos Community College. Alicia.
The information items are agreements with the New York City Department of Education for dual enrollment programs at Bronx Community College and Hostos Community College, respectively. These items will be considered at today's Finance and Administration Committee meeting. Bronx Community College has partnered with 3 New York City high schools, Fordham Leadership Academy, High School for Teaching and Professionals, and Friedrich Douglass Academy III, to create an early college dual enrollment program. This program allows students in grades 9 through 12 to take college courses at BCC while simultaneously attending high school. The program's expenses will be covered by New York State Smart Scholars Early College High School Grant, totaling approximately $1.1 million over a period of 4 years. The program will start with 75 students in the first cohort and expand to 300 students by the final year. Students participating in this program will attend BCC for free. Hostos Community College has partnered with Mott Haven Village Preparatory High School, a public school, to create an early college dual enrollment program. This program allows students in grades 9 through 12 to take college courses at Hostos while simultaneously attending high school. The program's expenses will be covered by a New York State Smart Scholars Early College High School grant, totaling $825,000 over a period of 4 years. The program will start with 25 students in the first cohort and expand to 100 students by the final year. Students participating in this program will attend Hostos for free. Provost Montenegro and President Coco de Filippis are available to provide further background on these items or to answer any questions as needed.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, just a quick one. In terms of being in grades 9 to 12, how many credits are they expected to do during that time?
So we don't have the provost and president? No, that is not the right name. Yep, you'll just introduce yourself. Nope.
Hi, I'm Bernard Gant. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management at Bronx.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so it was just a question. I wasn't clear. In grades 9 to 12, how many credits are they expected to do?
They're taking 3 credits per experience, so they could take up to 12 credits.
Up to 12. Okay. That's good.
Yes.
That'd be cheap.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. It's almost like the AP program, actually, isn't it? Where you get college credit for taking.
Well,
But you don't have to take a test.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed. You take the class, the credits are in.
That's
The AP, you have to take the test.
Test, okay.
Yeah.
That's my next question. How do you qualify to get into this program?
Well, qualification will be based on regular admissions into the community college. As you know, the standards are pretty open, but we do look at the students' performance in certain prerequisite courses at the high school level to make sure that they can handle the rigor of the course at the college level.
You have to have a certain average, or grade average, or
Yes.
recommendation from teachers?
Yes.
or-
Just a quick question, Maya, did we put that in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we follow the same CUNY requirements,
That's the
we
ECI.
go with regions, so 75 on the ELA region, 70 on the math regions, and that pretty much qualifies them.
I mean, it's pretty, we're talking about starting at the 9th grade, you said?
Yes.
It's a pretty heavy load for a 9th grader, but
Well,
I'm happy for it.
It's open to any student that is in those high schools, right? As long as they meet that criteria,
criteria.
right? So they wanna make sure that they can navigate the rigor of college level courses, and that's why they do them,
Over
stack
time.
them over time.
Yes.
I think it's
And it has a similar experience like our ECI program with Inwood High School, which we've been running for several years and have had great success with those students and partnering with the principal there.
I'm in all favor of this program. I think it's fabulous. I wish it were expanded, to be honest with you, to, and I happen to love the Bronx Community College, great campus and wonderful people there. But I'm just saying, in general, I think it's a phenomenal idea. I wish that somewhere in the future, it could be expanded to other schools, because it would be a roadmap to getting enrollment up and also with qualified people.
Yes.
Well, so on that front, we've been, we run 19 early college high schools, right? And plus college now. So we've been strong advocates historically for this kind of partnership. And the governor actually put additional money in this year's budget to be able to continue to grow those programs, because one of the challenges that we have in New York State is that it's one of the few states in the country that doesn't have a set formula for how to pay for this credit. So the schools that we have tend to be on grants or programs like this one, which makes it very difficult for us to scale without knowing what the source of revenue would be. So we're delighted that the governor is taking another step into providing a much more standardized way of, paying for these kinds of things, so that we can actually expand and have more partnership with more high schools.
Jess, I love the idea. I think it's a forward way of looking at things. I saw the governor on Monday. I wish I had known this. I would have put it in her ear. But congratulations. It's a wonderful program.
Thank you.
I just want to say briefly about Ostos. We have a long history at Ostos of working with the high schools. And in fact, every year at commencement, there are a good number of students who actually manage to complete a degree at the same time that they finish high school, except that I have to say, when I grant them the degree, that their degree will be dated at the end of June. Because they have to get their high school first. With this particular group, they will begin with digital arts, which is great fun and is really popular with young people. And that's the first course they will be taking in the fall. So I'm looking forward to having them there. We had, in fact, if I may elaborate just 2 minutes, we had a student, a male student, from the Hero Academy, who actually went into the nursing program and did dual. It turned out not only that he had to wait till June 30th to get his degree, that he then took his licensure exam and passed the first time. And he had to wait till the end of August before he could begin working in the hospital directly, because he wasn't 18 years old yet. Okay.
And Hero is one of the P-Tech schools that also has, which is focused on the health sciences. It's a great story there. Thank you.
I thought I couldn't pass it up.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so with no more items on the agenda, I move to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Meeting is adjourned.
We got a meeting.